really difficult to read.
Yeah.
But a lot of lore for Faerun apparently started with the characters that I decided to make, the Aarakocra,
Dude,
kind of,
There you
or a
go.
form of.
so quick recap. Batrachi Empire, frog people. You guys upended that empire and then had this amazing empire that spanned
Huge
all
empire.
the skies above Faerun. You guys invented Mythlar.
Awesome.
That, anyways. I'm sorry it took so long. I didn't bother to time it when I read it to myself, so
Yeah.
How long did that take me to get through?
it's
I don't
9:45.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
I'm sorry, guys. I just
All
had
right. Leave my dice alone. Damn cat. Cat going after the dice already.
Cat, fuck them dice.
All right. So we're going to bypass the rundown and Axelon. As the moon hangs high in the night sky, a tense quiet envelops your camp. All the captives, including yourself, are huddled in their makeshift cages. They have long since ceased their whispered conversations. Their spirits dampened by weeks of cruel treatment. Slavers are patrolling lazily, some gathering around the campfires, unaware of the impending doom that is creeping silently through the forest shadows. Suddenly, a bone-chilling wail shattered the stillness. The ground trembled as skeletal hands clawed their way out of the earth. And the first wave of undead broke through the tree line. The eyes glowed with an eerie, malevolent light, and their decomposed bodies moved with unnatural speed. A sentry scream pierces the night as he watches the first to fall, dragged down by a pair of ravenous ghouls. The alarm was raised and chaos erupted. Slavers scrambled for their weapons, barking orders and curses, but they were unprepared for the sheer ferocity of the undead assault. You, Axelon, attempt and try to wild shape, knowing the manacles that are draped across your hand stunt it, and the pain in your brain is immense. The initial clash was brutal. Zombies and skeletons swarmed the camp's perimeter, tearing through the wooden barricades. The slavers, disoriented and panicked, are trying to mount a defense, but the formation quickly crumbled. The undead's pressing forward. They're being driven by an insatiable hunger for the living. Amidst the chaos, you hear a slaver captain, a burly man with a scarred face, rallying a group of his men. Hold the line! Push them back! He roared, swinging his broadsword to decapitate an oncoming skeleton. His men formed a shaky defensive circle, weapons raised. They managed to hold their ground briefly, their swords and axes cleaving through rotting flesh and brittle bone. But for every undead they fell, two more seemed to take its place. Nearby, a cage of slaves watched in horror as the battles raged around them. The heavy-set slaver tasked with guarding them drew his whip, lashing out at any of you in your cage that chooses to move, his eyes darting nervously towards the advancing undead, fear evident in his every action. Again, Axelon, you try to enact your wild shape, and the pain is so severe you drift into an unconscious state. Costas Mayor moves silently through the thick underbrush, the moonlight filtering through the canopy, casting eerie shadows on the floor's floor. As she nears the camp, the faint sounds of chaos reached her ears. Screams, the clashing of weapons, and guttural growls filled the air. Costas quickened her pace, her instincts alerting her to an unexpected danger. Breaking through the final line of trains, she beheld a scene of utter pandemonium. A slaver camp encircled by makeshift wooden barricades is in complete disarray. Tents were ablaze, and slavers armed and desperate are fighting not only the defiant slaves, but also a horde of undead. Skeletal warriors and rotting corpses are surging throughout the camp. Their eyes are glowing with a sinister, unholy light. Costas didn't hesitate. She draws her longsword, she charges into the fray. Her first target, a slaver, mid-swing against a young slave, fell with a single, precise strike. She turned to the terrified slave, a boy barely in his teens. "Stay close to me," she commanded, her voice cutting through the chaos. With the boy at her side, Costas fought her way deeper into the camp. Her sword danced through the air, each strike dispatching slaver and undead alike. The undead were relentless, their decayed forms unfaltering, even as they were cleaved apart. The slavers, panicked and disorganized, fell quickly before her blade. Amidst the turmoil, she spotted a large cage at the center of the camp, filled with the unconscious form of Axelon and several slaves. A heavy-set slaver was desperately trying to unlock the cage, intending to use the captives as human shields. Costas's eyes narrowed. With a powerful leap, she crossed the battlefield and struck the slaver down with a single, decisive blow. She shattered the cage lock with her sword and flung the door open. "Everyone, follow me! We'll get you out of here!" Her voice was firm and commanding, a beacon of hope amidst the despair. The voice and command rattles you awake, Axelon. What do you do?
Ooh, I still got these mandibles on, I'm
Correct.
assuming. And there's nobody else to.
Shit.
Oh.
Sorry
Let's
about
get
that.
Make our
Creat.
escape.
Sorry about that. We're back. We're back. We're back.
Oh.
Apologies.
Let's get freed and I'll help. The freed slaves begin to gather behind her. You know you have to move quickly. The undead are beginning to converge, drawn by the scent of the living.
Is
She
the door
grabs
still
you.
closed?
No, she grabs your manacles and she starts pulling you towards her. Her blade is starting to cut a path through the relentless horde. However, you notice as she swings, even as she's moving forward, the undead are stepping away from her. But she is
I'm
still
going
hitting
with
them.
her. Absolutely. She's got something that's radiant of some sort that's scaring them. So
And as you start to get to the edge, suddenly you feel it and she feels it. And she pauses. And she looks. And there at the edge of the camp, a being stands. His dark robes billowing, hands raised as he's directing the assault. His eyes meet hers, and a cruel smile spreads across his face. "So, the hero arrives," he sneers. "But you're too late. These souls belong to me." Her grip tightens on her sword. "Not while I draw breath," she retorted. With a fierce battle cry, she clears and covers the clearing, charging at the being. He unleashes a wave of necrotic energy, but she manages to deflect it with her shield. Closing the distance in a heartbeat, her sword strikes true, piercing his heart. His eyes widen in shock before the body crumbles to dust. And with him, the undead falls back. The camp falls silent, save for the crackling of flames and the labored breath of everyone around. She turns to you all. "You're free now. But we must leave this place. We will get you to the villages nearby. You'll find a refuge. She begins to lead you and the group through the forest. You hear her mutter behind her breath, I will kill you. To no one in particular. And you begin to follow her with the slaves behind you. It's about a half day's walk. And then you start to see. I accidentally closed roll 20. So you start to come out of the woods. You see the walls of a large fort and a gate in front of you with her and the slaves. You see what? Elves? Remind me what world you're from, Axelon?
I am from where Neverwinter's at, so Faerun.
Faerun.
Yeah. You see what could only be described as drow elves running across the battlements of the fort, yelling, She's here! The Lord! And the doors start to open as she strides in. And now you start to notice that she is really kind of has the appearance of a half drow. And she
Interesting.
guides
So
you
half drow.
into the fort. And as you come into the fort, the hell did your... There we go. You see your friends around a large bonfire eating dinner.
I'm gonna turn to her first. You said you'd help me with these. Can you maybe? I'm hoping she'll slash it with her sword.
And she does. She just spins the sword, brings it down, and slashes him in half. Boom. Your hands are free, but you kind of still feel the deadening of the magic there. And then she reaches up and she grabs one of the manacles and spins out a knife, and she slices using a dagger to slice through the leather of each manacle that is bound upon your wrist. And she spins it back.
Thank you, my lady. What is your name?
She just tips her hat and says, Costas, I'll be back.
I'm Alexon. Thanks for your help. I'm glad we got
And-
away from those slavers.
She just
That's all
turns
I
and
say.
walks away.
And then I run over. Well, I don't run because I'm a horse. I
Trot.
gallop. I gallop. I'm excited. I gallop. I especially miss. Oh, I can't select my token, but that's okay.
My fault. Let me do it.
Hey, Den, while you're working on that, because last episode she entered and shenanigans ensued. Are we?
No, she didn't enter yet. She hadn't entered yet.
Oh, I thought she entered and went into her place.
Not yet.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And she
of
might have.
course-
We're gonna retcon it and come to here.
Okay.
I'm so super stoked for to see all of my friends, but mostly I miss Red, my cat friend that would ride on my back. So I gallop up to Red, and I also say, "What are you guys eating? I'm starving."
We were just gathering food so we could leave.
Hey, it's the horse. Welcome back.
Wait, we were
Jump up
gathering
on my
food?
back, Red. I miss you.
Red hops up on Doink.
And then I'm gonna see if there any food. I don't even care if there's meat right now. That's how hungry Alexon is. Even though he doesn't normally eat meat, he's just like food.
Red hands him his dinner. Just like, here you go. This just splits off some of it. And yeah.
Wolfing it down.
So where have you been?
Yeah, where the hell you been?
Slavers. It was miserable. They put me in these cuffs. I couldn't wild shape. You guys know me. I would have wild shaped into a bee and been the out of there.
At the mention of
But
slavers, like all of Red's like hair just like thump, just stands on end. It looks kind of ridiculous, actually.
it was miserable, guys. I was tormented. They didn't even give me a job to do. All they did was just keep me in a cage. Not feed me, as you can tell. I mean, look, I don't even have a horse gut anymore.
Sounds terrible.
What have you guys been up to?
Nothing.
One of us almost died.
Which one of you almost died?
Can you guess?
I don't know. I'll be honest. This group has a knack for trouble, so it could be any one of us. Cause Arrow, I like you, but you do tend to just kind of like go into a situation first and ask questions much later. Red, you know you're my homie on my back here, but you're an instigator.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It was probably Ada. Ada's got a smart mouth on her too and doesn't know when not to.
Yeah.
And it was probably Red that got her into the trouble. This is my guess.
I don't need help getting into trouble.
Did you watch any of the episodes?
I'm not
Nick?
saying no. I'm not saying you need help. I'm saying that Red would do it whether you asked or not.
I can't believe you freaking didn't. You're serious? You didn't watch any of the episodes?
You need to go back and watch
I
it.
You need to
time.
go back and watch a clip, dude. It's so
Yeah, you
funny.
need to go back and watch them.
You need to watch a
It
clip.
was
After we end tonight, you're gonna watch a clip, and I want to see your reaction.
Well, Dennis gave me some cliff notes, but I mean,
Oh,
realistically, even without those cliff notes, I think I could have put that together.
true. Okay.
We've been waiting to find the Black Plague and fight
Oh.
the undead.
Speaking, about the undead, the slaver camp, that's the only reason I escaped, is because the undead overran said slaver camp. I don't want to go back there by myself. In fact, I don't want to go back there at all. But if we were looking for hints... Oh, and there was this really shady-looking dude.
I hate.
And I mean
slavers.
shady even for our group.
Where is this dude?
And I point back towards the slaver camp that I came from. About, I don't know, half day's gallopish that way. Trot. I couldn't gallop. I didn't have the energy. Which, speaking of which, I could use some rest. I am run ragged.
Did he seem to be in charge of the slavers or the undead?
The undead. He seemed to be after me. And possibly her. And he points to... what was her name again? Cal? Costas. And Costas. So I don't know what Costas has or what part she has to play in this. And Drow are shady where I'm from. I don't know where you guys are from, but Drow usually are pretty shady.
Yeah, you might not want to mention that around here. You might get your light to put out.
Well, I'm just saying, typically, I like her. She's on my buddy list because she just saved my ass. Both my horses' asses. But,
Wait, you have two?
well, it's just big.
This is a very large, voluptuous horse ass.
Two
Yeah,
cheeks.
it's just-
Red pats both asses.
Yeah. See, Red gets it.
Tor, are we still leaving? Tor all of a sudden doesn't want to talk.
Outside, Dennis.
What's that?
Did we all go back in?
You're the only
You
one that was
haven't left yet.
outside.
I was like kicking it outside.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you were kicking it outside?
Remember out past the drow watching the road?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they kind of like walked right by you. This entire herd of slaves and Axelon just come like walking right by you into the fort.
looking very worse for wear, by the way.
All right, then yeah, I'll go heal him and help him out because he's a good person. But then
Okay,
I'm all
cool.
telling them that we need to leave because the plague's going to come. We're all going to die.
Tor,
And-
I think we should let Axelon rest. I don't think we should leave yet.
In the
And
morning.
and we can leave in the morning, and I think we go back to where the slavers were because again, this dude was bad news bear. He looked like and I start describing him in his billowing cloak and this aura of death. And then I tell him about I'm assuming it's hundreds would be the count I would have come up with of undead that stormed the slaver encampment that I was held in. Hundreds. And somehow Costa, did I get her name right that time?
Costas.
Costas. Somehow Costas, the undead were scared of her. Which I think we should use to our advantage if she's willing. I mean, literally, she was swinging her sword, and they were, even without the sword touching them, they were backing off. Like some kind of radiant might. And I start telling stories of where I'm from, and how, drow are associated with a little bit of a stigma of evil. I've met some good drow, but they have a stigma of evil, but this was like the opposite of what I typically have seen. And yeah, there's something there. There's definitely something there.
Well, then in the morning, we should go back.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's stay and eat more food. And
Have
tomorrow.
you guys
Tomorrow
made
we'll
any
go.
friends here so that we could maybe, go to Costas and ask for maybe an
No.
audience?
No, the drow
Find friend.
Seraphina and almost killed her.
Yeah, and
Ada.
you probably saved all their asses,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Sorry.
You talked them out of it, didn't you?
No, I
No.
didn't. I actually felt like it was a good development.
Yeah.
That was
Ada's made
was
more
needed.
enemies than friends.
Well, hey, at
Whoopsie.
least we're not fighting innocent townsfolk, so that's
No,
a
it's
step
above
in the right direction.
Yeah. Speak for yourself.
All right. Well, do you want me to show you where you can sleep?
Absolutely. And who are these big beasts running around? Like, who are these big dudes?
They're giants.
Giants, yeah.
What kind of giants?
Hill
Are they
giants.
hill giants? They
giants.
look like hill giants.
Big giants.
They're called Stone Eaters. That's the name of their group. The Stone Eaters.
They're my friends.
They have a great dental plan.
Arrow, they look like people that you would make friends with for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I speak their language, so they appreciate that.
That's helpful.
And you're strong.
Yeah. But they won't arm
They're-
wrestle me.
Really?
Yeah.
You could take them.
That's
probably why.
Try.
They're probably scared.
He did manage to plant an elf into the wall.
Dear
A drow
Ada,
elf? That's impressive.
Well, let me tell you what I've done, and I'll tell you the story of on the first day how I explored this whole place looking to get in a fight. Not for a fight's sake, but to test my strength.
Like a brawl?
Like to test my strength, and I jumped into the fighting pit that they had where everyone was kind of sparring and challenged somebody who thought he was tough stuff. And basically in one hit, I sent him flying, bloodied, and unconscious into the wall.
Did you cut yourself before you did this?
I did. I did
We
cut
should really
myself
we
before I
should
did
really
this.
talk about that. I know a good therapist.
Why would I stop?
Well, it seems to work out for you, so I'm not going to tell you to stop. Actually,
Yes. Little do you know that there's a lot of power in blood. This is something that my clan has studied a lot, and it is our way that it adds strength in battle, which is all it's about anyway.
wow, I have missed a lot. You guys, yeah. I mean, I've seen what happens when you cut yourself. You get stronger. I
Yeah.
would have liked
No
to have seen this fight.
no one spars with me anymore.
I would have really liked to have seen this fight, Arrow.
Well, let's go find some undead.
I agree. I say we get some rest. Maybe we can get an audience with Kirstis in the morning. Uh, doesn't sound like you guys have made any friends, but she did save my ass. So I'll see if I can get her to maybe talk and tell us a little bit about what she might know. Den, when we were leaving too, did I see any look of recognition from her when she saw this evil
Oh yeah, yeah.
rogue figure?
Yeah, you saw like pure anger, and she leapt across the clearing to kill him.
Yeah, she wants to kill this dude too. And if the undead are where this black moss is going to end up being, she's got to know something, guys and gals. I think it's worth
You
digging
look like
into
a
for
gal.
sure.
Seraphina's the gal, and she's in a tent taking care of the wounded.
A
And I'm
Oh.
so much hotter than she is that you would like still 100% come hit this man meat before you go that direction.
All right, so you guys go to bed. In the morning, you wake up. But you don't wake up because you woke up. You wake up because you hear just anger coming from the giants. They're upset. And they've got Costa surrounded, and they're all just talking to her and everything else. And as she sees you guys around the tent, she waves you over.
Where is she?
Let's call it right towards the bonfire right now.
Okay.
I haven't put her out there. She looks at you and she goes, one of the Stone Eaters didn't come home. He went out to gather lumber and he's a no-show. Would you be willing to head out into the forest and track him down?
Kirstis, first off, thank you again for saving my derriere.
She just nods at you.
I have a feeling that our goals may align with some of your goals when it comes to that undead thing that you wanted to obviously kill. If we go do this, would you perhaps provide some answers and some insight, and perhaps we could help each other?
I would be more than willing to talk. There's not a lot, but yes, I will share. And then you hear the deep rumbling from one of the Stone Eaters behind. We go too.
I think they should go with us.
I agree. 100%.
That is a
Okay.
fantastic idea.
And she goes, okay, they will join you.
Kirstis, are these guys part of your well, it seems like you're in charge here. Are they part of your clan or your fiefdom or whatever you want to call it here? Because this is quite the sick fortress.
These are my shock troops.
Okay.
They're here to dissuade those to attack us.
Yeah. What do they get out of it?
They get money, food, freedom. They're well taken care of.
So it sounds like it's a pretty good relationship. Yeah, let's go find their missing brethren, because nobody likes missing brethren, as my friends here can probably attest to me being gone in slavery. They definitely missed me. Any
Yes.
winks?
Yeah. Having 5 hill giants escort you through the forest isn't a bad thing.
No, we're all for this.
Hey,
Dan,
Den.
do the
Yep.
giants speak common?
They do.
Then yeah,
But it's
Tori's
rough
gonna,
common.
yeah, I'm gonna try and ingratiate myself on one of them to ride a backpack.
So you know the main leader, his name's Ulos. And he goes, "We must find Rafu."
I'll help
I-
you. I'll heal you if we get into any danger.
If I see that Ulos doesn't look like he understands anything that Tor's saying, then I'm going to step in giant and clarify.
Okay. So you're clarifying almost every sentence he's saying.
Yes.
Okay. Because Ulos has a confused look no matter what the pretty man says to him.
Words, do word things. More words.
And if Ulos ever needs to get a point across that he can't in common, then I let him know that I can be an interpreter.
Okay. Does anybody have a favorite terrain of forests? Red's shaking his head no. Tor's
Nope.
definitely a no.
I mean, I would say, although I don't have it as a favored, I am a druid, right? And
Yeah.
have spent a lot of time in the forest.
Correct.
So story background wise, it aligns very well.
Yeah.
But I don't have a feat.
I don't have a feed either, but as a wanderer, I can at least find food for us.
Yep. All right. So I need, as you guys step out, you're just trying to start looking of which way did Rafur go. Those who are on the ground, I think Tor is getting a piggyback ride, is what he was saying by one of the giants.
That's what his goal was. Yep.
So those who are on the ground and not getting a piggyback ride, I need a survival check from you.
Oh dear.
Sweet.
Oh,
Rolled like garbage.
D&D Beyond broke.
Well, that was garbage.
Ouchie.
Not as garbage as that. We are not
Woo!
doing well.
Woo!
D&D Beyond's like, you guys have been on here an hour, and this is the first time you're rolling. F you.
Yep, that's what that was. So Axelon manages to find,
Hey, look,
The
these
path
mushrooms
to
don't look
follow.
poisonous.
and he finds the path of Rafor, and about 2 miles into the forest, you guys discover where he'd been chopping trees. And you can tell immediately there was a struggle in this area.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a
And I
Kill
now
giant.
need either a medicine or survival check from you guys. And
I'll do
Tor
a
can be part of
survival.
this one as well.
Medicine
You
or
what?
survival? All right, survival it is.
Survival.
That
wow.
Judas
So Aquilon
Priest.
failed miserably.
Yeah, Alexon doesn't know shit.
All right, Arrow, as you're looking at it, you see which one did you roll?
17.
Survival. Okay. You know that a fight occurred here within the last 2 hours. That's how fresh the blood is.
Gross.
And
Whatever
you see
happened
the
was
trail
recent.
lead north and deeper into the forest.
Whatever
The
happened was
undergrowth is
recent.
broken. It's smashed. It looks like he was dragged. And immediately, when you say that, well, you do your thing. You say your thing.
It looks like this fight was recent, and it went in that direction. We
Let's
might
go
be able
that
to
way.
catch him if we move quickly.
Let's go.
And you just see the giants. All the giants just look and go, boom, right to where you.
Whoa,
pointed.
hold on, Giants.
They
Let's
don't
not
even move.
not
They don't even bat an eye. They
pull
just
an arrow.
immediately take off.
This
Boom.
worked out well last time.
Arrow follows. After
Yep.
he scoops up some of the blood in a vial.
Of course. One of these days, you're gonna find a thing of spooge, and you're gonna want to collect that in a vial or something like that. I don't
Ew.
know.
Freaking blood hunters, man.
You guys continue to follow the trail, and the giants are in the lead. I need a. You guys are like, this trail's going in there deep. You're a couple hours into it, seeing the drag marks in the blood. Like, I mean, he's got a lot of blood because he's a giant, right? So you can tell he's not critically wounded yet. And I need you to give me another
Survival.
Come
Check.
on now. You're kidding me.
back-to-back
Ooh,
ones.
baby.
Get him out before combat.
Woo.
Oh yeah! Look
Arrows
at that!
going
Look
crit.
at that three.
You got crit failure, and a crit.
Woo woo. Too bad it wasn't for a hit.
Delicious.
What about?
Like
oh,
I
and
said,
Red.
get him out before combat.
Red did good.
So Red and Arrow continue to know, but you also notice that it's starting to get dark. And the giants kind of look around and they go, we must camp, build protection.
In giant, I say, do you have plans for how to set up the protection?
One of them goes, yes. And he grabs his axe, and just one swing, he just takes a tree completely down. And he just goes, and he starts chopping on it, and you just see him start to just chop a stake that's basically a wall. And now you get an inkling of how the fort was built.
Arrow is going to go and try and take a swing at a tree and see how many swings it takes him to knock one over.
It doesn't take one swing for you. It'll take quite a few swings for you.
Hey, Dennis.
Yep.
I'm going to use mold earth to throw up like dirt behind to kind of make
Okay.
like ramparts, right, with the logs. And then I'll do the third version of that out in front of the logs. So it makes it difficult terrain in front of the logs.
Okay.
And then I'll kind of reinforce what they're doing.
Okay.
So I just follow him around, like casting literally like Scott and I intend to do in your Sky Raiders campaign coming to a theater.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. That was a good plug to Sky Raiders.
I can also help with Druidcraft to make these things like brambly and like thorny.
Yeah, we start wizarding.
So it takes a couple of hours. Darkness sets. It's almost this little tiny mini fort that you guys are all in. And you see the giants kind of just huddled down and lean against one of the walls. Each of them like lean against the wall, and you hear it creak. But you know that they would continue if they could see in the dark, and they can't. And they're not happy. They're not the happy, jovial stone eaters, Arrow, that you were used to talking to back at the fort. They're grim.
We could always see about getting light for them
and they
and
just
push on.
They want to make sure that they all of a sudden they start talking about Roffer, and you hear one guy goes, oh, you know Roffer farts. It stinks. Wipes out entire group. And they laugh a little bit, and then they go a little bit somber again, and you hear Ulos, the leader, go, he was always helpful. And you can tell that they're kind of thinking their boy's dead, but
Arrow,
they want to.
tell him we're gonna find what did they say his name was? Rother?
Roffer is his name.
Roffer. Tell him we'll find Roffer.
In Giant, I actually asked them, do you all go out frequently at night? Do you feel like we've got enough protection against what is to come?
If the dead come, we're good.
Is there something that could come that you wouldn't be good for?
Only dead.
Okay. Well, in that case, we're going to find Roffer. We will get him.
Okay. And everybody just kind of sleeps and dozes in and out of sleep. The
high up
giants
in a tree.
The giants go, we watch. So and Arrow, they tell you that they're gonna take shifts watching.
I let everyone know they're offering to take shifts, but I'm okay also taking a shift with them.
Yeah, we're all in this together.
Yeah, amen. And then I also hand out good berries to everybody so that nobody feels hungry tonight.
It's technically a good berry, even though it says that it's enough for one person food for a day, right? That would include even a giant.
Yeah, it does.
So the giant's probably suddenly very happy with you, Nick.
So we're
That was
probably
the
gonna
goal.
we're gonna do shifts,
Okay.
and I'm gonna take whatever shift Ulan takes.
That's second shift.
Okay.
All
We
right.
need 3 shifts. Who's gonna take the first one?
I'll
First
take
shift.
the first one. No, I'll take
So-
last then.
Okay. Red is going to sleep the entire night away because he's lazy and he doesn't.
No.
shift. Oh. What shift is Red going to take?
I'll take second.
That means Tor will take.
Third.
What
I've
shift
heard religion, so I can take whatever.
would be the first? Who's on first?
What's on second?
Ada. Alexon's third with Red.
No,
Yeah, I'll
Red's
take
with
third.
me on the second.
Yeah,
on
there
second.
you go.
So Alexon's on third. So Tor first or third?
Whichever is needed.
Did we leave Serafina behind?
Yeah, she's taking care of the sick.
Okay.
Really smart of us to go traipsing in the woods without
Ada,
our
where are
healer.
you sleeping?
Just brilliant.
Tor,
Where-
you should go first.
Where's Ada sleeping, by the way?
I mean, I'm taking first watch, so
Yeah, when you go doze off, where do you go to doze off?
I'm not sure. Ada flies by the seat of his pants, man.
Well, I'm just saying, Red's watching as you go to sleep. Where do you go to sleep?
Well, let's do the first watch first.
Oh, okay.
All right.
As I'm prepping for the night too, I will of course cast Goodberry the maximum amount of times, and I'm gonna change up my spells since we lost our healer, so that I can kind of buff there.
I think Tor can heal too.
So,
Yeah, but I guess that's true.
By the way, before I go to bed, I'm gonna toss a potency mutagen back just because I don't trust that we're not gonna get attacked in the night.
Okay.
And before I go to sleep, Dennis, I'm going to cast Gift of Alacrity again.
Okay.
So that it'll renew the next day.
All right. Okay,
So
first
first
shift,
watch.
first watch. I need a survival check.
Oh boy, these have been terrible. And the streak continues.
Oh
Ooh,
dear.
that's a 7.
Let's go.
That's 3
Dude,
better
I've
than
rolled
your
an
last
8.
roll.
I've rolled an 8, a 4, and a 7 on this shit. That's just,
What did-
it's my night, boys. It's my
What
night.
did you roll, Win?
Oh, did I need to roll survival, Dennis?
Yeah.
Yes, you're on first shift. Ooh. Man, it's a good roll.
Atta
So,
boy.
as you know, the first night is the first shift there is uneventful and very boring. You don't even see the undead around.
Interesting.
Well,
Yeah,
that
you
means
get-
that nothing bad can happen, and I should go to sleep.
Yep. You need that beauty sleep. You get the curlers in your hair. You put a good.
I don't
Good
need it.
cry.
I wake up fabulous.
It's hard being this
Second
pretty.
watch. Who's on second? All right, give me a roll.
What do you
Survival.
Yep.
want? Is it disadvantage or advantage?
I have advantage.
Oh, nice. Okay. We like the 22.
Yeah.
By the way, Dan, if nothing happens, I do want to do something.
Oh,
I'm just waiting to see if anything happens.
so all of a sudden, as you guys are sitting there, you see,
Well, I'm up in the tree.
you see Ulos kind of lean forward, put his hands on the top of the wall, and peek out, and he kicks the hill giant next to him. Get up! And he looks around and he goes, something there. He grunts and he points out towards where he is at.
Can you see in the dark, Red?
I
It's
have
enough.
dark
His
vision.
noise
Yes.
and him kicking the one giant awake and getting the other giants to all kind of wake up, that shuffling and rumbling wakes the entire camp up.
Okay.
Excellent.
Anybody looking at me, I'm like, hey, over there.
Did I notice anything, Den, with my survival check?
Not on the where you were at, but now I want everybody to make, like, he's pointing and you guys are all trying to look at where he's pointing.
I got height.
I need you to make a perception check now.
So,
if-
I have
do we need
devil
dark
sight,
vision?
if that changes anything.
What's that?
I have devil sight.
I just need a perception check.
Okay.
Okay.
Almost an 18.
Whew. This is gonna be so bad. You guys ready for this?
1.
Honestly, if I
Or
roll another, if
Never
I roll
mind.
another
That
one,
was pretty good.
Still dead
Still
asleep.
groggy from waking up.
my rolls are such garbage tonight.
I really have had a mix of garbage and non-garbage.
Mine have
Finally
just
had a
been
good
straight
one.
garbage.
So
I haven't rolled higher than a 5 tonight.
Red, you see something
No, I
moving in
don't.
the trees.
I got a 7.
You see something moving in the trees.
Oh.
Arrow, you see something moving kind of where he was pointing. Or you see something moving in the trees off to the other side. Ada, you definitely see something out where Ulo was pointing. And Nick, Alexon, you're seeing stuff moving in the trees as well. And all of a sudden you see Ulos put a finger to his lips, encouraging everybody to be quiet. He's like, and he's pointing all around.
Great.
Do you have a map for us?
I don't. This is
Okay.
all just going to be storytelling.
I'm going to, as quiet as I can, cast message, which gets cast as a whisper, and just, like, point. I'm going to do it to all my buddies and just be like, they're in the trees, they're in the trees.
What's in the trees?
Bad, something bad.
Okay, good to know.
All of a sudden, you see something break through the trees above the camp and land in the fire.
What? Oh.
And you see it's a torn apart corpse of Roffer.
Who?
Oh no!
Oh, the giant.
Immediately, the hill giants howl. And they leap above the wall and over the wall and charge into the darkness, all following Ulos's lead.
They're all pussing out.
They're all
Oh, they're
going
running.
They're running into the woods to where they saw the figures.
They're running towards the fight.
Oh. Okay.
By the way, Den,
Yeah.
I slice myself and prep my weapon and get ready to run after him.
Okay.
I cast Pact Weapon just to give me the dual blade action.
I am going to be wild shaping. I just got to decide what into.
Den, before I run though, I do want to look at the corpse and see if there's any indication on a quick, call it like a 10 to 30 second glance over it of what happened.
Something tore it apart.
Like tore it teeth apart, like bit into it, tore it apart, or like tore it apart.
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Oh, cool. And they're running towards it.
Right, I can do CR.
That's what I cast, Dennis versus Undead.
Okay. So who's staying at camp and who's joining the giants?
Well, we know Arrow's going with the Giants.
I think I'm going with the Giants.
Okay.
Really? Tor?
Yeah.
All right. Well, if Tor goes, Ada's not going to stay behind where Screeny McGee over here is going. I'm not going to be out-couraged by this guy.
I will wait for Alexon to wild shape, and then I will mount Alexon.
If I remember right, I can do CR 1/2. So probably end up doing a bear.
Ada's
again.
lucky because he was going to get chiefed.
I was going to get what?
You were going to get chiefed in your sleep. I was going to use Mage Hand, get some charcoal from the fire and a stick, and put a little mustache on you with a monocle and like.
You're gonna draw a penis on your
Exactly,
on your cheek.
penis on the other cheek. Yeah.
Well, I would have enjoyed that. Ada would have loved it.
Yeah, so
All
I
right.
can do CR 1/2. So I'm going to probably wild shape into.
God damn it. Dude, my computer's been unstable the last couple of days. It's not good.
I think I'm gonna do the giant wolf spider again because it was super.
Not mounting
and we got-
that. Okay, going on foot. Cool, good to know.
Yeah.
You're not riding on a wolf spider.
Nope.
He didn't want to mount the spider.
Nope.
All right. So are you all going out into the woods to join the giants?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's no
All-
reason to stay here.
All 5 giants kind of do their own thing. Like Ulos goes forward, the others, each of them kind of go in their own direction, but they're all like heading towards. They're fanned out, basically heading towards the direction that Ulos was pointing.
I am right behind Ulos.
Okay.
Where was the bad thing that jumped in the fire?
Body was falling.
Body that
The body was
got
the
thrown
Oh,
into
it
the
was
fire.
mutilated. Okay.
Yes.
I thought it
Yeah.
was an undead creature that jumped in the fire.
No.
No, it was a hill giant body that we came out to find that was tossed in the middle of our camp.
Yikes.
And
And
after
we're
we
all
tried
running
to
towards it.
I mean, I'm lagging behind, but, you know.
So who's going with? So Scott's going forward in the main direction. Arrow is with Ulos.
I'll go similar direction with another giant, I guess.
Okay.
Don't split.
Yeah, I'm following
I
Arrow.
mean, they're all going in the same direction, right?
Yeah, you're all kind of going in the same direction, but
but you're fanning out a little bit.
you're fanning out a little bit. So there's,
How much is a little bit? Just
I
so
mean,
that I'm.
Call it 15 feet, 20 feet.
more than that. It's basically the hill giants themselves. If you imagine how big they are and how long their arm spread is.
That's right. They're a huge creature, right? So we're
Oh.
probably talking. They're probably 50,
So they're-
60 feet from each other.
I'm moving
and that's
half
close.
speed, Den, very stealthily.
Half speed, very stealthily.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go with one of the giant closest to what's his name to Ulos,
Ulos.
but keeping an eye on the other guys.
Okay.
And with Devil Sight, I have perfect vision up to 120 feet in the dark.
Okay. Who does not have night vision? Arrow doesn't.
Oh yeah.
Before I transform, by the way, Dennis, I'm casting Bark Skin, and then I am taking my wild shape.
Okay.
So let me just go ahead and hit that real quick.
Okay.
Smart.
Does Red have dark vision?
Yes, 60 feet.
I
Or
do
does
now.
Tor does not have dark vision, or does Tor have dark vision?
I do.
Okay.
Let's make sure each one of us will go with a giant, so that because I have dark vision now too, that I'm a giant wolf spider. So each pick a giant, so each one has dark vision companion.
So we're like, the giants aren't dark vision though.
No, but I'm
They don't
saying as a
have it.
companion, we'll if we can send a
Oh,
companion with dark
Can't do
vision.
that
How
with
many
Arrow.
giants do we have?
we got 5 giants, 5 of us. Arrow,
Arrow
doesn't have dark.
have dark vision.
Put Arrow in the middle then, right?
Which is
Arrow
where
went
he
down
is.
as
He
there
is.
anyways. Cool.
Yeah.
That works. We'll be able to notify him because, yeah. My dark vision's 60 feet as a wolf spider.
That's dope. Is it
You
also
guys
like
start
360
getting out
because you got
there
eyes
and you
everywhere?
start seeing the giants
be.
just
Should be.
trampling through everything. They're howling and they're pissed and they're looking and they're not even paying any attention that you're behind them, and they're moving a lot faster than you are. Their strides are big. Arrow's doing a decent job of keeping up with them, but I need you guys all to make me a survival check.
Oh boy.
Oh, and I got to do my
And-
survival
and
check as
Arrow?
well.
Yours is no longer at an advantage, so it is just as a normal check now.
Is everybody else at disadvantage? Or is
Nope,
it
you're
because
the
they
only
can
one
see?
you're the only one technically at a disadvantage.
Okay.
Holy
All
cow,
right,
I
decent.
finally rolled decent.
Woo.
Wow.
There you go, Nick. It's because you're a spider.
Yep.
Spider pig. Spider pig.
Does whatever spider pig does.
All right. As you get out there, you guys are still searching and everything else. And Arrow, you're looking at the ground, you're getting close, and all of a sudden, Ulo is gone.
That was whoops.
He's nowhere near you. And,
Huh.
and you're now kind of lost. You're a little separated.
Oh crap.
So he's not in front of me anymore, or
No,
he's gotten too far and I can't track him.
You can't. He's gone too far. You've lost him. You were tracking, and he was tracking one way, and somehow I'm like, he gone.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna continue on in the direction I thought he went.
Okay.
Maybe I'll slow down a little bit to try and track where it looks like he's a hill giant, so it should be, some indication of what direction he went.
Okay. So, 10 minutes goes by. I need everybody to make a survival check except for Arrow.
Okay.
You just want us to get lost.
Ooh, red.
Well, I just got lost, probably.
Hey, Dennis,
Yep.
if we're like rounds into this, then I'll be casting guidance every time that I feel like I'm unsure about where.
Okay.
It doesn't matter. The gods have abandoned us.
So Red and Core, you have both managed to lose your companion and the group and the noise. So now there are 3 of you lost within the forest.
Can I
Arrow,
whip out my familiar and have him sniff my little rat and see if he can find people?
you can try. Arrow, I need you to give me a survival check
Okay.
without advantage. So you're just a normal check.
So Bartholomew will sniff, 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 and maybe point in the direction of somebody.
Okay.
What's his name? Bartholomew?
Yes.
I love it.
In every campaign or thing I've ever run, there's always been a little minion named Bartholomew.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
Arrow!
dear God.
Storytelling at its
He's
greatest.
so lost, he just like broke his leg and his nose in the same moment.
Arrow arrives back at the sleeping place where we all slept.
So, Arrow, you can hear your companions just ahead of you. It sounds like they're crashing through the underbrush about 100 feet ahead of you. But then you also hear the sounds of the hill giants bellowing and screaming in giant as they're looking for their kin's killer.
Oh, I have inspiration.
At first, you're not sure what you're looking at, but all of a sudden you see a large brown insect of some sort. It's like 8 feet in height. Its head looks like a withered skull with bulbous, milky white eyes and thousands of yellow slime-covered teeth.
Ugh.
Dozens of withered, multi-jointed arms extends from its shrunken torso, and as it lengthens its legs, it grows even taller, hovering over you. Its horrible mouth descends and emits a hiss as it goes at you. In 3 of its claws, it holds a dismembered and heavily gnawed upon giant's arm. And I need you, Arrow, to roll for initiative.
Oh shit.
Holy crap.
Goodness. Well, the good news is it should balance out.
Sorry.
You saw that, right? Like,
Oh, I did. I love it. That's 2 ones back to back.
D&D Beyond has got it out for us, Nick.
It's pissed. It didn't
I've noticed.
It's pissed. So you quickly spin and have your weapon drawn, and you sit in a crouch. And as you start to set in the crouch, Ulos comes flying through the forest right behind you, and the thing looks up, and it starts to book. What do you do?
The creature starts to leave, and
Yep.
Ulos is flying at me from behind me.
He's coming from behind you towards you and the creature. And he's bellowing. He's like, oh.
I and Giant yell, "That creature was eating a giant." That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. The creature is so fast that before Ulos even gets to you, it has disappeared into the forest. And then Ulos looks at you, and you hear him go, you can actually see fear in his face. We must return, small one.
How he doesn't have
What about the rest of everybody?
We go get them.
Do you know what that creature was?
Death. That's And
That's all he says.
starts, and he just turns around and just walks back towards camp.
Well, I will walk with him back to camp.
And you guys that were lost end up, your giants kind of come back in. It was almost like something affected your sense of direction there for a few seconds. And you guys are all there and
What
head
about
back.
me that never really got lost? I guess I'm assuming I can see these folks though, because I can
Yeah,
see
you were
60 feet.
fine with your giant, but the guys that got lost were kind of like lost, and all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, there's my giant, right? And you guys all end up back to the camp, and then like you just see Ulos and the giants knock the walls down, and they just and Ulos is moving at a quick pace, and he's let's go.
Back to
And
camp.
yeah, and
Back to the fort, I should say.
back to the fort. Well, it's called Camp Hummingbird. That's actually what it's called. So, as you guys return, he tells Arrow in Giant. He can't even explain it in English. You need to tell Lord Anuxar and Costas of what you witnessed in the forest.
Is it Kirstis or Costas?
It's going to cost us.
Yep.
Heyo.
So you must tell them what you witnessed.
So Arrow has a decent amount of skill in drawing because he keeps notes on all of the tests he does with the different things.
Mm-hmm.
So when we arrive back, well, it was middle of the night when we were doing this. So what time do we get back to the fort?
Actually, in the afternoon.
None of us had a rest.
None of you
So
had
we're
a
all
rest.
exhausted.
You're all tired. You're all worn out. As you get into camp, you're hungry. You just ate whatever trail rations you had and snacks. And you're
Okay.
back at Camp
Good berries.
Hummingbird. You're good berries if you choose to eat them.
Yep. All right. Well, I'm gonna explain to everyone else that what I saw out there. So I'll explain like in detail what I saw as far as the creature and that it ran, and that Ulo saw it, and it terrified him. And then I'm gonna say we need to go and talk to Costas and the wizard.
Perfect. And we'll resume that discussion next week.
Oh, snap.
Thank you,
Dan.
everybody.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Thanks, everyone.
And listening to my eulogy.
Yep.
Heyo.
Later.
Peace.